Jalen Johnson looks like an absolute stud for the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, this dude has been lights out. The Hawks, after getting embarrassed by the Wizards, they bounced back nicely to pick up a 130-123 win over the Cavaliers. They've won 3 out of the last 4, and despite Trae Young being out for a bunch of games, the Hawks, they have fared well without their all-star, going 10-5 in Young's absence, and it's been thanks in large part to Jalen Johnson's ascension. I mean, it looks like the Hawks have their new superstar, as Johnson had another spectacular performance in that win for the Hawks. As Johnson, he put up a triple-double, 29 points to go along with 12 rebounds, 12 assists on 50% shooting from the field. The 23-year-old this season has averaged 21.9 points, 9.6 rebounds, 7.3 steals on 54.4% shooting from the field and 39.1% shooting from 3. And during Young's absence, Johnson's averaged 23.3 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 8.1 assists per game, which included that near quadruple double against the Jazz when Johnson went for 31 points, 18 rebounds, 14 assists, and 7 steals. Just truly a remarkable performance. We're going to talk about Johnson this one, guys. Do me a solid. Drop a like on the video. Smash that subscribe button for more videos just like this. I mean, if you're a Hawks fan, you got to be happy with what you've seen from Jalen Johnson. He just has it all. And, you know, going back to what he did against the Jazz, he's just had so many nice games now coupled together, and he's coming off winning the Eastern Conference Player of the Week, right? He led the Hawks to a 4-0 record during that time, and all those wins came on the road. That is very impressive. And in those 4 games played that week, Johnson averaged 24 points, 12 rebounds, 9.3 assists, so a near triple-double average, and 2.5 steals in 34.8 minutes of play. And more importantly, the Hawks, they did win all of those games, sweeping its Western Conference road trip, the first time the club has swept a Western Conference trip of at least 4 games since 1970-71. And I know a lot of people saw this coming because Johnson, he's always had elite talent, but injuries have been the major cause of slowing him down and preventing him from reaching his fullest potential as an all-star or even all-NBA player. But that appears to be changing this season. He's putting up the big-time numbers this season, and he has made a strong case already to be an all-star when the time comes. And I think he is. I think if you look at it right now with how he's playing, how he's elevated his team, you definitely got to consider Jalen Johnson an all-star with his numbers. And just going back to some of his epic performances in the month of November, on the second night of a back-to-back on November 13th, he put up that historic stat line. I still can't believe these numbers when I look at them. 31 points, which was his career high. 18 rebounds, another career high. 14 assists, another career high from him. And 7 steals, guess what? Another career high. In a win over the Jazz, as he became the first player in the NBA since 1973-74 when steals became official to record at least 31 points, 18 rebounds, 14 assists, and 7 steals in a game, and just the 10th player to notch a 30.7 steal triple-double. Like, he literally is making history with some of these stat lines that he has put together. And then the night before, in a blowout win over the Kings, he had 24 points on 9 of 10 shooting from the field, in addition to 10 rebounds, 8 assists, and 1 steal in just 24 minutes of action. He did that literally in half the game. And he became the first player in the NBA this season to finish a game with at least 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists in fewer than 25 minutes of play. And just the second player in NBA history to do so while shooting 90% or better from the field. That is remarkable. I mean, you look at Johnson, he is becoming one of the brightest young stars in all of the league. And with Johnson playing as well as he is and the Hawks winning, again, you look at that record the Hawks have been able to secure without Trae Young. That speaks volumes, and that's a pretty big sample size, right? 15 games Young has missed since sustaining a sprained MCL in his right knee. He will be reevaluated at the beginning of December. And the Hawks, 10-5 during that time, like, that is solid. And everybody thought the Hawks were going to falter as soon as Young went down, but you can even say flat out they have looked better without Trae Young. with how well Johnson has really emerged. And yeah, the Hawks are 5th in the East, so it's crazy how they've been able to stay afloat without Trae, and they are really pushing for a top spot in the East. They're just 3.5 games back of the number 1 seed. And there's even another argument that's being made that Jalen Johnson is flat out right now the Hawks' best player. And this has now sparked a debate, and I want to know what Hawks fans have to say about this. Are the Hawks going to trade Trae Young now? Like, is this going to be their next move because they see how good Jalen Johnson is? And are they thinking to themselves, hey, like, forget going all in on Trae. This is Jalen Johnson's team. He's the future. He's the now. I know it's still early into his career, but he has shown how special of a player he is. And you look at Young, he is entering the final guaranteed season of his contract, and he can become a free agent next summer if he does not sign a new deal before them. So he is still eligible to extend with the Hawks during this season. He will make $46 million for this season, and then he has a $49 million player option for 2026-2027. But the Hawks, I mean, for as good as they've looked without him, could they be thinking to themselves, we don't want to give Trae Young his next big contract, his next big deal? And could they in turn trade him to get something for him and get assets to build around Jalen Johnson? That is the interesting part in all of this. And I feel like Trae Young feels a bit of the heat, seeing how well his Hawks have performed without him and how good Jalen Johnson is. The numbers are there. His numbers have been elevated. He's an all-around player, can do just about anything on the basketball court. His playmaking is phenomenal. He could score the ball with the best of them. Defensively, we've seen what he's done with his steals. And the most important metric, the Hawks are winning. They are 5 games above 500 without Trae Young in the lineup. So that tells a whole lot about what's going on right now with the Hawks without Trae. And they have not only just survived the stretch, they have thrived. So we'll see what happens with the Hawks. I'm curious to see what they're going to do. But Jalen Johnson, this dude is special. And he is one of the best players to come out of that 2021 NBA draft class. A lot of people look at the top of the draft class, obviously being top heavy with the likes of Cade, Scotty, Mobley. But Jalen Johnson, he is quickly making a case that he is one of the best players from that draft class. And the fact that he was selected 20th, that is unbelievable value. I mean, if you do a redraft today, he's easily in the top 5. You could even make a case he's in the top 3. I think Cade and Scotty have a place there, but that's how good this dude has been. And again, just 23 years old, so the sky's the limit for how much better Johnson can get. He hasn't even touched his prime yet, so yeah, it's been great to see if you're a Hawks fan watching Jalen Johnson play as well as he has to this point. Let me know your thoughts, guys, on everything discussed in this video. Jalen Johnson's emergence as a superstar type player, and also, would you want to see the Hawks trade Trae Young, or are you good keeping this team intact and going for it as is? Let me know your thoughts, guys. Drop a like on the video. Smash that subscribe button for more. That's it for me, Luke, signing off. Thanks for watching. I will catch you all again in the next one.